Pick up the blitz. Flag is thrown. There's your first down and a lot more for Demaryius Thomas. Swing and a shot by Freeman. Deep into the night. Back-to-back homers for the Braves. Blake Griffin will turn. Shoot a three from the win. Bounce. They go. Pick up the big win. They
go. All right. Good evening. It's Friday night. You know what that means? It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports for You. On YouTube, I'm John. That's Mark. We are live on your TV screens, on your mobile devices, on your laptops, your desktops on this Freaky Friday. So make sure y'all join the comments, get like, share, let everybody know who's on your screen right now. That is Sports for You. Of course, you can hit that subscribe on YouTube. As Max Muncy just went yard. Watching the Dodgers-Phillies game. I was playing it in the second. It's 13th home run for number 13. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on X, Instagram, TikTok. At Sports For You Podcast. Of course, follow me at John Watson 0984 on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow Mark on Instagram. Hi, I'm Mark. Hi, I'm Mark1 on X. You can follow Nick on X, Instagram, TikTok, and 99 Gorilla. And that's to talk about as obviously not going on in the sports world, but nothing bigger than the two best words in all sports. Y'all know what that words are.
Pornhub.
That is the two best words in that sport. But these words, Game 7. It is official. We are going to have a Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals between the San Antonio Spurs and the reigning NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder tomorrow night in OKC. You can watch the game on NBC and Peacock tomorrow as we will crown a Western Conference champion. Will the Thunder get back to the finals for the second straight year, or will we have a new Western Conference champion, which would mean also for the 8th straight year, we will have a new NBA champion since the Thunder were eliminated. And the reason we got to a Game 7 was because of this.
Because when we put the hit out on people.
That's who. The Spurs answered the call. As my man Clayton Kershaw is in the house watching the Dodgers, and 118-91 in Game 6 back in San Antonio. So this game, look, it was close from the start. Both teams answered the call early, but in the first half was real tight. But when it got to the third quarter, the San Antonio Spurs said enough was enough. Let's lock in. Go on a 20-0 run. And next thing you know, and put the game away. And obviously it wasn't even close after that. So now we're on to a Game 7. Mark, I called this. I figured this series was going to go 7 games.
You did. You said that.
And now it's going to happen. What the heck happened to the Thunder last night?
Man, I don't know. I was so confident that the Thunder was going to close out the series last night. Especially in Game 5. After Game 5, it looked like San Antonio was just defeated. We seen when we put the hit out on players. Like, it just seemed like they was defeated at that moment. San Antonio proved me wrong, man. So hopefully we have a good Game 7.
And like you was talking about it earlier, before the show started. Outside of Game 1, all these games have been one-sided. I mean, Game 2 is a little bit closer. But from Games 3 through 6, it's all been pretty much It's been pretty much a game. It's pretty much one-sided. What's going on, Abby? One-sided affairs. So nobody has had,
What? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want you to see that this is calling out names.
All right. Okay. That's noted. But yeah, it's been one-sided. This series has been one-sided. Each game from games 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now tomorrow night, game 7, back in OKC. Question is, what are we expecting? What are you expecting tomorrow night in this game 7?
I expect the game to be called tight. I expect it to be a close game. I expect it to be I hope it's an entertaining game, man. But I do have OKC pulling it out.
I agree. I got okay. Look, I said from the beginning OKC in 7, so I'm gonna stick with that. But man, the thought of seeing Wemby play 2 games in the Garden, that is something that I wouldn't be against.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, can they get there? And we're gonna find out tomorrow night. This is the biggest game in Wemby's career of all these young Spurs. To find Castle, to sell all these guys, most of them. This is the biggest game of their career. So, and the Thunder have been down this road before, and now they're back in this road, back in the same situation again. Oh, they're showing the current odds for the NL Cy Young. Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies is first, but Shohei Ohtani and both Yamamoto are up there. Invix said, when I saw it on OKC, I immediately searched up if Game 7 was is an OKC. Nah, it ain't. Nah, they're gonna get a lot of favorable calls. Wake up! What's up, broadcast major?
But yeah, you got to expect that when you play a Game 7 in somebody's home court, you got to expect that they'll get some of the favorable calls. So they're just on the road. That's why I think anytime somebody win a Game 7 on the road is really, really impressive, dog.
It is. We saw the Warriors do it recently in 2018. It is going to be hard because the Thunder are 4-0 since moving to OKC. The Thunder are 4-0 at home in Game 7s. So can they continue to be 5-0? That's going to be the question. But I expect this game to be called real tight because obviously OKC is going to have the home court advantage. So I expect they'll be getting a lot more favorable whistles than the Spurs. But we'll see how things go tomorrow. But let's only stick with that topic. And like I said, we're gonna go back and forth with the series. But let's switch the series. Let's switch the topic right quick. I want to go over to a couple of college football notes, and then we'll get back to the NBA, and then got an NFL story I want to get to. What up, Sam?
Sam, what up with it, bro?
As you know, for the last few weeks, we've been talking about this whole college football playoff situation, and there's been 2 stories that have been dominating college football headlines. This one, and then this story right here. I've been following this story. Brendan Sorsby, the starting quarterback at Texas Tech.
Is that the one that was gambling?
Yes.
Oh, okay. He had a problem.
He was not. Obviously, his appeal for eligibility was denied, and he's going to be suspended for the entire year. He did take some gambling. He did go to the type of if you got addiction to gambling, he went through that process and everything. Shout out to Nessa, who's working at the semi line getting.
Excuse me.
She said, "Quick hello from the assembly line. Y'all are our entertainment for." So, if those don't know what Nessa's saying, is Nessa and her family right now, they're getting ready. They're playing.
Excuse me. What you just said? What was the first word you said?
Huh?
What was the first word you said?
What?
That's crazy.
Why ain't say nothing?
Oh, okay.
What I say?
Nah, we're going to go back and listen to this. What's the time stamp?
Area 51. What I say? Okay.
At least.
Okay. Here's the deal. Nessa and her family are helping plan her sister's baby shower tomorrow. So they're doing a lot of decorating tonight, and they're down at the Barbosa compound watching us on TV. So shout out to Hawk, shout out to Mama Rose, shout out to Michelle. Yeah, she said I still owe her a gift, but we'll see.
So JoJo
and her cousins. What else, JoJo? And Nessa, keep working them jaws. That's all I can say.
Not on it with the family watching. Hey, are you good?
Oh my bad. No, I did just say family was on here, huh? Nah, she's worked.
Oh my God.
She's blowing balloons.
Oh my God.
She's blowing balloons.
Oh my God. Dog, her family is watching, man. Sorry to the family, everybody.
I apologize if anyone did that wrong.
John is crazy. John is out of pocket. I mean, she's working her jaws as a sport.
She is working her jaws because she's blowing a lot of balloons right now. She's got to use a lot of air to get that helium in the balloons. To get that air in the balloons. What?
Family's watching. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my bad.
The family is watching, though.
My bad, Hawk and Sandra. My bad. See? Okay. I'm just telling you. Here's the trip. See? Yeah, here's the proof. They know who their daughter.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right. From someone who has a little girl, I don't want to think that, but okay. But back to this story. So Brandon Story, he did go through the 35-day class, obviously going through all the, to try to go gambling addiction. But his eligibility is gone. I was listening to her Paul Feinbaum. Thought, okay, they're making this kid an example but they could have suspended him like 2-3 games and been done with it, especially because college football, like all the rest of the pro sports,
it's been bad with gambling.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making this kid an example because he's the first kid that got caught. But let's be clear. If y'all think Brandon Sorsby is the only kid that was betting on games, y'all got a whole another thing. Y'all are really delusional.
Go
ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I don't like them in his career, man. At the end of the day, man, yeah, he was gambling. I'm not even sure to the extent if he was gambling on his own games. I'm not sure.
They said this happened when he was when he was playing at Indiana.
I remember, but was he gambling on his?
Yes, they did. Say
okay, then that kind of is different.
Gracias.
That's kind of different if he was gambling on his own games. But I did read some of the things where he was like gambling like women's lacrosse or some shit like that. Like he was on Jordan level style as gambling.
Uh-huh. They don't know about that.
I mean, but you got to think about it. Jordan only got suspended for 2 years.
You good? Oh man. Boy, wait till the summer. Well, this is gonna be one interesting summer. The shows this summer are gonna be very interesting.
I just think that, man, if he was gambling in his own games, then that kind of goes different in my perspective. Wait, was he playing the games he was gambling in?
No.
Then that's different. Again, I think, and maybe I'm wrong for thinking this, John. I'm trying to filter my thoughts out as we process this right now.
Go ahead.
If you're gambling on your own games, to me is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gambling on games and you're not affecting the game,
no, he was a backup.
Then I think that kind of goes into, even though you have inside sources on what players is playing, you know what I'm saying? Like you have inside sources, so that's still kind of
right.
I think the suspension should have been longer. But it's different to me if he was the actual starting quarterback and then betting on the games. Because now it's kind of like you fixing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a point
that's different to me. So I still think he should have been suspended. If he wasn't playing, I still think he should have been suspended, been able to come back. And at that point, you're liable to the university.
Right.
If they want to I think that's what I'm just thinking right now. This is my first time like really thinking about this.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he wasn't. He was not playing when these games was happening. He was betting on these games in Indiana. But like I said, I had no problem with him suspending him. I made a whole year. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but I get it. He has to be the first. He has to be the first person that they you
have to make an example out of.
Exactly. So
and I hate to be the one to bring race into it, but it's good for them that it was a white American quarterback.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine if it was
this was like Cam Ward or somebody?
Yes.
My God, dude.
Yeah.
This was like Caleb Williams or something.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad you understand what I'm putting down.
I know exactly what you're saying. That if a black QB did this in college, man, he'd be crucified. His career would be over. They would.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not happy that he's losing his eligibility. I'm happy that whatever outcome is, they did it this tough, and it was for him,
right?
Because if it was for a black person, then there would have been a whole lot of. It'd have been a different argument about that. We wouldn't have been talking about the betting. We've been talking about the, you know what I'm saying, the racist part of it. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad that happened. And all other college players, man, they should be assigned to you, man. Stop doing it if you're doing it.
Yeah. Take notes, boys and girls.
Yeah.
The NCAA, as stupid as they are watching.
Yeah.
And that's gone.
If y'all got an NIL deal, man, just hit me up. I'll bet the Benson for y'all.
Exactly.
What?
Otani just hit another home run for Otani. Dodgers are up 3-0 right now on the Phillies.
Yeah, get the Phillies fuck up out of
here. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But another topic, and I'm glad you're here. For those who don't know, Mark, and our shout out to Cody, he'll be back on Tuesday. Is a diehard Georgia fan, as you see by the cup that he's using for his beverage. So we've been talking a lot about this whole crap, and shout out to Kershaw. Go ahead,
John. Something just popped into my head that was so random. It has nothing to do with. I don't know. Well, it does. You said Georgia, so it's college football. Randomly, not randomly. We understood, but we talked to Anthony yesterday. I give you the details of the conversation, but a good year is planned to have. But yeah, we talked to Anthony from UCLA.
Shout out to Anthony.
Yeah, shout out to Ant Dog. You heard?
Yeah, Terry said I want Spurs. I think. Look, Terry. That's not out the realm of possibility if the Spurs go in there and take care of business, but they're going to have to fight a battle because they're not just fighting the Thunder. They got to deal with the refs tomorrow as well. There going to be a lot of favorable whistles going towards the home team tomorrow. Just believe that.
And if the Knicks want to win a championship, they're praying that Spurs win.
Yes. And I personally, I picked Thunder and Knicks before the season when we had our predictions. And look, I want to be right. But then again, I wouldn't mind being wrong because, like I said, if you're telling me you're getting Wemby in the Garden for at least 2 to 3 games, the ratings are going to go through the roof. The ticket sales are going to go through the roof. So be careful. So Ramba said. So shout out. I want to get back to Kirby Smart. So Kirby Smart has finally spoke on this whole situation in regards to
getting Uber drivers in Georgia because we need them.
Well, unfortunately, no.
That's not what you're talking about?
No, your coach did not talk about that, but he did talk about this whole college football playoff situation.
Did he talk about our offensive coordinator? No, he didn't. As long as he's there, we're not trying to play for a championship. No,
he didn't talk about him either. So here's what this is: Kirby Smart. This is a SEC spring meets, and he's talking about obviously finding a fair way for.
Wait, what? I just read the top part of it. What is he talking about?
Let me let you hear Kirby Smart. Here it is.
I'm not afraid to break away and say that our conference is strong enough to go out and play. I mean, like if we could actually function and it financially would make our programs more stable and we could support things financially. I'm talking about all the sports and do by our own rules. I'd be all for that.
And Kirby not backing down from some comments that Jerry Moorhead made last week at UGA's meetings, talking about they're not afraid. They are ready if they need to make their own rules and break away from the NCAA. Mike, you were in the room when Kirby talked about this breakaway situation. What did you make from it?
If you were to have a breakaway set of rules, and to be clear, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the SEC going on its own and not competing with other conferences or other championship sports. That's not what the quote unquote breakaway reference is. The breakaway is to say the SEC wants to make its own rules and enforce its own rules and have a mechanism for enforcing rules that they hope that other conferences would follow suit with. Perhaps even adopting some of these rules.
But I've said this for a long time to our president. I've been a huge advocate that if we can't find rules that everybody plays by, then we should play our own. I'm not afraid of that.
I'm talking with Jerry Moorhead today. He's clearly ready to do something. There's been talk of another bill being introduced. Of course, last week, the SCORE Act, which would have brought some reform and given some antitrust protection to the NCAA, that got pulled off the floor from a vote. And that triggered Jerry Moorhead to the point where he said, well, if not then when is this going to happen? Or as he said on the SEC network, or what he told me he said on the SEC network, we're exactly where we were a year ago, only things are much worse. There's been a lot of talk, and now it's time for action to have some rules in place if Congress is unable to come up with some action anytime soon. I believe August 1st is a deadline, and there's a recess, Cody. They reconvene in September, and then there's going to be a focus on elections. So I feel like they are running out of time, as President Moorhead said last week at the SEC spring meetings. And I do think behind the scenes that some bylaws could be discussed.
So that was from Dog Nation, the Dog Nation podcast, clips of what Kirby Smart said at SEC meetings. Here's the quote that I have here. So he said, I've been a huge advocate. I've been a huge advocate that if we can't find rules that everyone plays by, then we should play on our own. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to break away. Something about basically the SEC breaking away from the traditional model of the NCAA. By the way, Terry agrees with you. Rule number 1, Georgia proposes they get out of DUI cards as long as they go to school in Athens.
No, they should just provide Uber drivers for the University of Georgia and Georgia players. I'm not even sure what they're trying to do here. I know it's still under NCAA because NCAA is NCAA, right?
Yeah.
But when you say break away and we can play by our own rules, are you now governing your own self? You're doing, you know what I'm saying?
That's what it sounds like. To me, that's what it sounds. It sounds like they want to try to, basically have their own governing body. They dictate their own rules and everything. What the heck was that? What are we doing right now?
That was crazy. I don't understand how you
Kyle Tucker and Andy Pajes were really right there on a routine foul ball, and neither one of them caught it.
Well, it looked like Pajes gave up.
I need to see a replay. What the heck was that?
They just showed it twice. Yeah. If SEC, that'd be interesting to see if SEC breaks away from governing by the NCAA, because how long can you govern yourself as a conference? Because in college football, SEC is the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about college basketball, that's not it. And women's college basketball, I'm not even sure if SEC. I know South Carolina's there, but it's just crazy. I don't know how to see.
So Terry says this would be an AFL NFL for pro football prior to the merger. What you think about that? Basically, how the merger, how the AFL and the NFL were before the merger happened, and basically the SEC breaking off, doing their own thing, but they're merging.
I just don't see how they can do that and still be
right
under the NCAA for too long, because if I just don't like. I don't know if I like this, because we only think about college football. College football, yes, SEC can do it,
right?
But I'm thinking about all the other college sports, man. And now you putting like the SEC in college basketball in a tricky position. You putting maybe SEC in college baseball. I'm not too big on college baseball. I don't know where they stand with that.
Yeah.
women's water polo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in all the other sports, we putting everything else in a tough category if you're removing them from the NCAA.
Yeah, I don't know how would they go about this. But it sounds like it's something the SEC.
Unless it's just if it's just college football, then I'm with it. I still don't think that. How many teams in the SEC? 14, 15?
Yeah, about that much.
About 15 teams. I'm not sure 50 teams can generate enough for. I don't see how I mean, I know like the top heavy. SEC is top heavy. Like the lower ends of the school, like the lower ends of the conference in college football. I'm not sure if they bring enough to. Yeah, I don't know, dog. This is crazy. I don't
know. Thank you, Terry. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube.
Appreciate you, Terry. Appreciate you, bro.
Join us on YouTube at Sports for You Podcast and follow us on all the socials. Yeah, I mean, I need more information for what Kirby Smart's talking about, because obviously, I don't know if you saw there was a bipartisan bill they're trying to push. That Ted Cruz was trying to push to put a salary cap on college sports.
All right, man.
I mean, this is where I think I'm finding for you, but yeah, this is where you got to just sometimes look. Not everything has got political, and obviously in the way that what happened the other day with Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter.
Putting a salary cap on,
and we're gonna talk more about that because there's another sport trying to put a cap on sports, and yeah, that didn't work. So that's not looking.
Putting a salary cap on the NCAA on. Again, dog, for me, it has to be. I want to just. It has to be just college football, right? Because it's not enough money generated from other sports to.
So I just found from Chris Vanini from The Athletic. I'm going to read you this is what this bill that Ted Cruz is trying to get passed. So with the new proposed Senate bill for college sports, 1 transfer for undergrads, 5 years of eligibility, can't hire another school's coach during season, you freeze conference membership in the SEC and the Big Ten, allow pooling of media rights if 75% of the FBS agrees, enforce tampering and revenue share share rules.
I agree with that.
And not for or against athletic employment.
I'm gonna just start from the bottom. If you allow athlete employment, then do you take away the NIL? Because that's part of the reason why.
Right. Yeah, I think this is what it is to put a cap on NIL. How some schools have been able to spend more than others.
Again, is this solely for only college football?
This is what I'm getting the feel I'm getting is this has nothing to do with college basketball. This has nothing to do with college baseball, gymnastics, track and field.
I'm just saying, and we beat college basketball here. It seems like in college basketball, it seems like it's more parity now.
It is.
So, and as a college basketball fan, even though I want all the best players go to my school, my team school,
yeah,
I like it when it's more parity. I like it when you can't just look, at the beginning of the season and say Duke is going to win a championship or North Carolina's going to win a championship or UConn's like. I like the parity in it. I like the fact that any given year, Florida can win a championship. I saw
our boy Fat. I don't think none of us picked Michigan to win a championship.
Dog, at the beginning of the tournament, dog, when we was going to Vegas, we got in the car and I said Michigan not getting past the second round.
And they made it all the way.
And they won it.
Went all the way.
You know what I'm saying? Like the parity in there, dog. I love it, man. College football, I think that I don't never want to stop these kids from getting their money. I also kind of feel like with some of these players, giving them so much money at a young age can be a problem.
Yeah, so Terry says for smaller schools, they should go with military academy approach. Pay their athletes like they're on active duty status towards their tuition. Well, if you look at the tuition part, that's really what the scholarship and people don't understand. Scholarships aren't 4-year contracts; they're year by year. So they can pull your scholarship after your freshman year.
They can pull your scholarship
during
the freshman year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's crazy. By the way, that video that Fat posted in the chat about Randy Moss.
Oh, I didn't even watch it. I gotta watch it. But yeah,
that should put Bobby Bowden on calling out names.
Yeah, you look like a fool.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, Fat, man. Salute to you, man.
Salute, you guys,
no. It ain't about Michigan, but salute to you, fam. You got a good one there. Told you niggas know I beat Michigan. Yeah, but you and other Michigan fans probably the only ones who felt that.
Yeah,
but that's the part we talking about. That's why I say I love the parody in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's dope, and I think it's getting back to you need good coaching in college basketball now. Yep. You need good a good coaching staff. You need, you just need more than just I can go get the top 5 players and they leave out their freshman year.
I agree.
Nah, dog, you need good coaching now, I think. And that's the reason why I think Michigan was above everybody else at the, when we're looking back at it.
I totally agree. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. And then I was just talking about it right now. We was talking about cap situations. So there's been these rumors and possible talk about MLB possibly having a lockout or strikes for the first time since '94. And now we're starting to see how this situation is starting to boil over. So the other day, the MLB made their first proposal for a $245 million salary cap with a salary floor of $171 million. So basically, teams got to spend a minimum.
You have to pay $171
million.
171, yeah.
But you can't go over 245.
I don't like the can't go over.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna.
I don't like that.
Bob Manfred, that's where he's losing me there.
I don't like that, man. I don't like salary caps, period. Right, but I understand why they're in play.
I agree.
I do like the floor because there are certain teams who's trying to lose on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk about that too. Yeah. We gotta talk about that news in the NBA yesterday.
Yeah, there's
gotta go for now. Yeah.
Terry, Tuesday and Fridays.
Every Tuesday and Friday on YouTube and X. So make sure you hit subscribe
and follow us on Instagram, X,
TikTok.
We have a show that's being born from this show. So
yes, Pete.
It's coming soon. So Terry, man, keep on the lookout, man. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Terry. Welcome to the comment section. Bobby Bell. Hey, Fat. You saw the video in the chat, dog.
He put it in it. Pause. That was
hey. Hey, Fat. You posted the video in the chat about that Danny Cannell. What Danny Cannell said. He should be on calling our names for that. Oh, I'm not gonna play Randy Moss because I promised I was redshirting. Nah, please. All right, man. But back to this. So I'm gonna play some video from I play a clip from the guy who I think is the best MLB insider in the game, and that's passing. Yo, you good? So here's what the Jeff Passan said on Pat McAfee's show. How the hell did you say Mike Turner's the best MLB insider?
That was unnecessary.
Yeah, that really was, dude. Why? Because he can get hit.
John.
What are you trying to say?
John, I'm about to explain what him and Joe Jackson kept everybody in line.
Saying they was hitting him out the park is insane. But okay. Here's Jeff Passan on the Pat McAfee show talking more about the MLB's proposal.
I love the backdrop. I love the suit. I love the tie. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so you just heard the commissioner there. And today, since our recording with the commission, a lot of information has come out about a proposal that has been placed on the table by MLBPA in their first basic proposal for the negotiation for the CBA. Since we talked to Manfred, has anything changed? And what's your kind of takeaway of everything you just heard there, Jet?
Increase the base.
It's a really important time for baseball because we're finally going to get a sense of what the state of play with labor negotiations is. And this is something we've been waiting for a long time. The MLBPA came today with its proposal, and a lot of the things in there were not surprising. They want players to get paid more money. That's obviously a starting point for every negotiation when it comes to a union. But there were a few interesting elements in there, the competitive integrity tax, which essentially would be a floor for teams to spend above. And if they don't, they get penalized in the same way that if you spend above the competitive balance tax, you get penalized for that. You see the increased minimums there, almost doubling the minimum salary and increasing the competitive balance tax from $244 million base threshold to $300 million. The big one, though, and I think where if the MLBPA wants to avoid a salary cap, the way to do it is through revenue sharing. And in the MLBPA's proposal today, it essentially takes local television money, which is not shared very much right now, and shares about 2/3 of it on top of a base of $50 million equal distribution from all teams. And the idea behind that and not sharing other local revenue is so that if teams are winning, people are going to go to their ballparks. And the Players Association wants those teams to be rewarded for going out there, for spending money, for putting competitive teams on the field. So,
all right. So we knew this was coming. I don't like the idea of putting in a salary cap on telling the team how much they can spend, especially in baseball when you just and I'm gonna be clear, I'm gonna be selfish, and y'all can call me what you want. Call me a homer. This rule is to stop teams like the Dodgers. I'm gonna say it,
but dog, every team can do it. John, you know how
exactly.
I've been, and John, you know I'm not a Dodger fan,
right?
Every team can do it.
There's no salary cap. They're not telling. I do think that should have been a salary floor for years because teams spending like $17 million in for a whole payroll is just insane to me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But you're telling me that you're gonna put a cap on the fact that teams were willing to spend? Why do y'all care if the Dodgers paid Shohei Ohtani $700 million? Why do y'all care if the Mets paid Juan Soto over $700 million?
Dog,
y'all can do it too. It's your choice.
Dog, my problem is this when it comes to this is when the Mets did it with Bobby Bonilla, nobody had a problem.
And they're still paying for that.
But nobody had a problem because they wasn't winning. And this gets to my point of what's been happening the last 3 years. I'm going to stop at 3 years. I'll tell you why after the show. I'm going to take off air, John.
Okay.
The last 3 years is people hate winners. People hate when the same people is winning. People hate when the same person is winning. People hate when the same team is winning. So at that point, instead of figuring out what they did to put themselves in position to win and do the same, you'd rather try to change rules to allow everybody else to do it. Nah, that to me, that's not cool, man. Like everybody has a chance to do the same thing the Dodgers doing. Every team in baseball can do it. I'm a Braves fan. The Braves can do the same thing. I know Guardians fan. They can do the same thing, dog. Every team have a chance to do the same thing. It's just if you want to do it or not. I don't understand what the problem is. I understand with the salary floor cap because I'm not big on tanking. I'm not big on trying to lose on purpose. And that's what a lot of these teams is doing.
Basically.
And especially when your owner is making billions of dollars.
What up, Candace?
When owners is making billions of dollars by only shelling out, like you said, 25 million or 50 million, but you making $4 and $5 billion a year. You know what I'm saying? Like you just using it to pocket money. I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not either. And I want to keep the conversation with ownership. Now, personally, I think we are heading for a lockout or a strike after this season because players are not going to agree to a salary cap, especially when you got players like Paul Skeens who haven't gotten paid yet,
who about to be a Dodger,
Tarek Skubal,
who should be a Brave,
Bobby Witt Jr.
I like Bobby Witt. He a good player. Those
guys who are hopefully might be in near the $1 billion range if the price of the brick, as my man JT said, keep going up. But I want to keep it on the ownership conversation. So Mark Cuban was on the podcast recently.
Shout out to Mark Cuban.
And he talked about, and he made a compare and contrast to owners when he was owning teams, when he owned the Mavericks, to how some of these modern day owners are now and I want to get your thoughts on this. He was talking to Front Office Sports. The full interview was available on YouTube, but this is what he said, comparing the owners of today to the owners of yesteryear.
Yeah, it's totally different. I remember when I came in and I was the young guy and all the old school owners just hated my ass. There was one guy, the guy who owned the Pistons, I think it was. I had gotten fined already a couple times. I hadn't even owned the team 6 months. I stood up at the board meeting and he was, shut your motherfucking ass up until you have done something in this league. And then I started to respond to him and I called him by the wrong name and David Stern had to step in. It was just a different vibe. And then as those guys got out, then people came in. They were more like me. They loved the game. They played some. They were more vocal, more connected to the players. Now it's PE guys, and it's run much more like a business than as a passion. And that doesn't apply to everybody. There are certainly exceptions. It just changed completely. I sold at the end of 23, but I literally had written an email to Adam Silver in October of 22 saying this is what I'm going to do and gave him these exact reasons. Yeah, it's totally different. I remember when I came in and I was.
So when he says PE, he's talking about private equities. He thinks obviously
not physical education, everybody.
Yeah, not players edition for those of y'all who like sneakers.
Or porn edition.
Or
for me.
Players exit.
Or pussy's excellent. Wait, John, keep going with the show.
He's talking about hedge fund guys, not hedge fund guys.
Yeah, because the head and pussy.
Yeah.
Sometimes
hedge fund billionaires. Like who there's not many people like Mark Cuban made his money on through some website called broadcast.com or something. Obviously, they met the Lakers with Dr. Buzz. They were a mom and pop organization. But I do think some of these private equity owners, hedge fund guys, do have the same passion as him as he did or Dr. Buzz. I look at Steve Ballmer. I mean, Ballmer has like all the money in the freaking world. And he sweats more than Kawhi Leonard sometimes. And I think about what obviously the guy he sold the team to, Patrick Dumont. He's JoJo, relax. He sold the team to a casino guy, to a casino tycoon. Get the Fertitas. They were running the UFC. There are a lot of these hedge fund guys. They do have a passion for the business. For use, okay, all right, JoJo. I see what you on today. But Vanessa's gonna be here now. She wants to just start controversy. But okay.
Oh, JoJo?
Yeah, because obviously. Sort of controversy today. But here's the deal. And yeah, Will Smith gone. Yeah, Zach Wheeler's not having a good day today. Will Smith. Ain't that right, Will Smith? So yeah, I think owners do have the same passion for the business, but I think not everyone's going to have a Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban was kind of an outlaw, so I don't expect everyone to have the same type of mind state like he did. But I do expect I do think other owners need to have that passion. You should know better. If one ain't here, the other one has to pull. Oh God, pull double duty, huh? Does that mean two? That means two for one. My bad. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
What is happening here?
My bad. But yeah, I hear what Mark Cuban's saying. I just think you gotta understand you are living. Oh, my bad. We are living in an age where a lot of owners are coming from hedge fund. The money that's coming into these billionaires is different.
Everybody can make you come from here.
You sure?
Yeah, up for me at least. We gotta be top tier. Oh, my bad, Joe. I mean, this is a sports show, so that's like a sport.
It is. So, That's that topic. Let's get back to and let's go to the NFL. Then we're gonna get over back to the NBA to talk more about Game 7, and then we got calling out names. The Eagles, boy, they're just the gift that just keeps on giving. You know that?
Them between them and their fans?
Yeah, they're the gift that keeps on giving. So obviously June 1st will be Monday, which means we could possibly
he'll be on New England by that day.
See AJ Brown probably in a new uniform. So I have two clips of audio from two of his teammates, current teammates still, and his quarterback Jalen Hurts.
2 clips?
Yo, you good? And Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley spoke on the situation, but I want to play what he said because obviously the more important audio is from Jalen Hurts. So here's Saquon Barkley talking about possibility of them not having AJ Brown getting traded before the season starts.
I don't think we really addressed it. It's football. It's a National Football League. I think if you it's gonna be a hard time for me to say anything bad about AJ Brown. I'm a big fan of AJ Brown. One of my really good friends. One of my favorite teammates I've ever been around. Just respect him as a man. But this is the business. It's the NFL. If I'm not here, if Jalen's not here, if whoever's not here, the show goes on. And that's how the NFL operates. So you don't really address it. It's not really anything to be addressed. You just go about your work and keep getting better. And whatever happens, it's above my pay grade. And I'm just focused on being the best player that I can be. I don't think we really addressed it.
That's my favorite 2 words, especially when I'm at work.
What?
3 words. Above my pay grade.
It is.
So, I say that to everything, even when things are below my pay grade.
Right. But his quarterback spoke.
Oh shit.
Here's what Jalen Hurts had to say about his current teammate.
He got some tequila in that cup?
Who knows?
AJ's traded. How would that affect the offense? How would that affect you?
Picked the right question to sip on, huh? I think for us, we're focused on learning the offense. It really doesn't change in terms of our approach to improve. There's an if. Obviously, been a lingering thing, but nothing can replace all the greatness that we achieved together.
Jalen, a lot's been made of your relationship with AJ in regards to this trade. Where are you two at? I guess. I know friendships are complicated.
Yeah, nothing's changed since we last spoke. At the end of the season, we're really good, and I saw how beautiful the pictures came out at his wedding. I'm very happy for him and his wife and his family, and it's a beautiful thing to step into covenant. So I was very excited and congratulatory towards that.
AJ's traded. How would that affect the offense? How would that affect you?
Man.
Hey, John.
Go ahead.
John.
Go ahead.
What makes that so funny to me is and I just this maybe within the last 2 weeks. They've been friends since high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Let me use me and you as an example.
Okay.
Me and you been friends since high school.
Yep. Literally. No lie. Since 2000. That's 25. That's 26 years, everybody.
If you was to get married, or if I was to get married,
yeah.
Fuck the sport. I don't care about the sport right now.
What up, Chris?
This is, and you wasn't invited, or I wasn't invited.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of issue there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why it was brought up that Jalen Hurts didn't show up to AJ Brown's engagement party, his engagement situation. So clearly, and I think the word was that Jalen Hurts was at the Met Gala. If I'm not mistaken, the story rumor was AJ Brown invited him to his engagement to his now wife, but Jalen Hurts chose to go to the Met Gala.
Was he invited to the? But this is the thing: is we don't know. I know we don't know.
We don't know.
So
we don't know.
I'm only this questions I'm asking myself and I'm asking my loud.
So Candace is an Eagles fan. She said technically he was scheduled for the Met. I mean, engagement party.
No, it's not just an engagement.
It's your homeboy.
It's not just an engagement.
This ain't got nothing to do with engagement. This your homeboy.
It's not just an engagement.
This your homeboy. This your homeboy. That Met guy. I mean, if they that close, like everyone is saying they are, screw the Met Gala. Personally, and you're part of the reason why he's in Philly.
Supposedly.
What are you? I don't even know why this thing wouldn't have been a discussion. Unless it was life or death, I can understand. And again, I'm not getting into business. You're a grown man. You do what you want to do.
Again, and I'm gonna shoot Jalen Hurts some bail. This is the only bail I will ever shoot Jalen Hurts. Yeah. He might not have been invited. And we don't know. We don't know the ins and outs of it.
Right.
I don't want to pretend like I know the ins and outs of it. I don't know anything about their relationship, what's going on in Philly. I don't have any connections to that organization at all.
Right.
He might not have been invited.
Probably not.
And I mean, of course, him not even getting invited, it's a reason why.
There's something there.
There's something there.
And I mean, eventually, if AJ Brown is traded now, gets traded, the truth will come out.
I don't think so. Only reason I don't think so, John, is because what I view of AJ Brown is a solid individual. He's not going to come on and throw everybody underneath the bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll take looking bad before he'll throw everybody under. That's what I get from AJ Brown.
Right.
I think Jalen Hurts is too media. Even that answer is media trained. And anybody who can see BS through BS, no, it's BS behind that. But that answer is media trained.
Sure is.
Jalen Hurts is way too media trained to say anything negative about AJ Brown. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we'll ever get the truth.
Candace said AJ seems like a Brad and little Bruce worth throwing away that many years of a friendship.
Yeah, but even and I'm gonna go with Candace saying something had to happen for him to want to throw that away, and we're not even approaching that. Like, it's for him to say, especially for a receiver who we talk about a quarterback who depends on a quarterback to get him the ball, is disassociating himself that far away from. And something had to happen. Something had to happen. I don't think AJ Brown just woke up and said on some BS and said, "Hey, F Jalen Hurts."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something had to happen. Whether we agree with it or not, something had to happen. AJ Brown has to feel a certain type of way if that something happened.
Something.
Yeah. I'm not about to just, And him not, if he didn't invite him, could just be the reaction to whatever happened.
And we'll hopefully we'll see what happens in the future with the Eagles. But the rumors are that the Patriots are going to try and are likely to trade for AJ Brown after June 1st. Because
the coach told that lady everybody.
All right, we're not getting in that situation. That story is starting to annoy you. I mean, I thought that story was dead, but I guess not. But June 1st, the deck money on his contract would officially be.
It reminds me of the whole Shaq and it don't remind me of this at all.
It does not.
It don't remind me of this at all.
Because Shaq and Kobe at one time grew up together. Kobe wanted to be the man. Shaq can handle it. This has nothing to do with this.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think AJ and Jalen at one point was real friends.
Yes.
I think Shaq and
Kobe
was
coworkers
at the best. Really good coworkers.
That's it.
That's all.
That's all.
It's two different things when you talk about we have a friendship versus this is just my coworker. It's two totally different things.
I 100% agree, and I think that's exactly what it was. But let's get back to the NBA finals. Or conference finals, as we should say. So, like I said, we're getting ready for Game 7 tomorrow night with the Thunder and the Spurs to see who will face the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. The news came out today. No surprise here, but Jalen Williams out for Game 7 with that hamstring injury.
Yeah, 1 point yesterday, huh?
Only played 10 minutes. He did.
I don't know why he came back.
I expect to try him, but he's not healthy.
He's not
Shut it down.
He should sit down for the rest of the year.
Shut it down.
Shut it down for the rest of dog. And see, this is not
shut it down.
John, this is not exactly the same, but this is on par with the same thing with Jason Tatum. Dog, shut it down. Even though Jason Tatum was more healthier than he was, dog, just let you see the team is doing well without you. Just let them. If they want to, you still get a ring, bro.
Yeah, and look, a hamstring is real tricky because obviously, clearly, you could be down one day, you could be down one month. 1 week, you could be down 1 month. He wasn't ready. I respect him coming back. Clearly, he wasn't there. Everybody saw it. Everybody could see it.
Right.
Everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. He's not healthy. And there's a reason, and the Thunder told y'all that because he didn't start.
I don't respect him back.
Why?
I'm old enough to remember Penny Hardaway. I'm old enough to remember, and I know the injury wasn't as severe.
Man,
but I also remember Brandon Roy. On a personal level, I remember myself. No, I don't expect that. Get ill. Damn trying to come back. Damn trying to please the fans. The fans ain't doing nothing for you but either go talk good about you or talk bad about you.
Yeah.
They not doing nothing else. Dog, get healthy, man. These fans, honestly, man, these fans and how they feel about you don't mean shit in the long run.
And let me tell you something, J-Dub. I know it's hurting you, no pun intended, not to be out there with your teammates. But everyone knows what you're capable of when you're healthy. And he's been injured all year. This isn't just happening because of the playoffs. He missed the start of the season with
the one hamstring.
He missed starts. He had surgery on the broken thumb, and then the hamstring injury happened, and he never got right.
But that's just because it's trying to come back too soon, man. And hamstrings are really tricky, like you said earlier, John.
Mm-hmm. You be out 1 week, and then 1 week can turn into 1 month,
dog. And you might think that you, because as a competitor, you want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But dog, do you know your right hamstring will be hurting, and then without you knowing, your body is overcompensating,
right?
And now you start to get a calf injury that leads to Achilles. Dog, that's all that should happen. Man, come back when you 100%, man. Like, dog, it's too many great players that had bad injuries and never was able to, recover from that, man.
I agree. I want, before we get to more on the Thunder and the Spurs, I want to play something. So we've been talking about Giannis also, what his future is going to be. We talked about if they don't get past the Spurs, could they OKC make a run for him? Well, there's been these rumors that's been circulating the last couple of weeks that the Cavs can make a run at Giannis, and then they also can make a run at LeBron James.
Wait, what?
Scoop B, Brandon Scoop B Robinson, who's a NBA Twitter guy,
home run,
and the Phillies officially are on the board now. Kyle Schwarber, 22nd home run.
He's good, man.
Yeah,
play for the Phillies.
Yeah, but he's hearing that obviously the Cavs might try to make a run at Giannis, and obviously the center of that trade would be Evan Mobley. Now, there's been reports Mark Stein, Jake Fisher as saying that the Cavs are not planning on putting the Evan Mobley in any Giannis trades. I want to play you from Tom Haberstroh, who's worked for ESPN, worked for the Portland Trailblazers. He's now at Yahoo Sports. Go ahead.
Evan Mobley, star pack.
This is what he had to say, how he thinks the Cavs could get both Giannis and LeBron James in Cleveland this summer. This is Tom Haberstroh.
And keep Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. Clearly.
I could see a scenario in which they call up the Milwaukee Bucks and say, hey, will Evan Mobley and a first-round pick do it to get Giannis Antetokounmpo? And then you turn around and you say, LeBron, you could come back home for a farewell tour and try to win a championship in the Eastern Conference like you did before with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat and have an easier road now that you got Giannis and you've got Donovan Mitchell in tow with James Harden to kind of hold a lot of those innings in the regular season. And then LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo have won championships before, can take the lead in the postseason. So I do think that the Cavs could end this offseason with not just LeBron, but Giannis Antetokounmpo in a trade for Evan Mobley. And I think LeBron James would want to do that if he sees this as his final stop. The Cavs could end up with both Giannis and LeBron James this summer. It'll take some gymnastics on the cap, but I do think that the Cavs fans can look at that as best case scenario.
So that's Tom Haberstroh on Yahoo Sports saying with the idea of the Cavs sending Evan Mobley and a first-round pick to Milwaukee for Giannis.
You need more than that, but
you're going to need at least two to three ones.
You get, but honestly, you can throw Max Strus,
right? Well, he's taking the back seat this year, so I don't think he's too proud. He took the back seat this year for Luka and Austin Reeves. I think he wouldn't mind doing it in Cleveland because obviously, if they got Donovan Mitchell and James Harden carrying the heavy load during the regular season, he don't got to do much. Giannis too, and Giannis hasn't been the most healthy either the last couple of years. And we talk about J-Dub with the hamstring and Jason Tatum with the Achilles. He's been dealing with the calf strain for the last few years, and we all know what an injured calf leads to, unfortunately, in sports. And Giannis is up there. He's,
believe it or not, 33, right?
Yeah, he's just now exiting his prime, and he's had a lot of calf strains over the last couple of years. But I heard Windhorst say LeBron's not interested in taking a $3 million vet minimum. James Harden's going to opt out of his contract. He has a 43.5 player option. He's going to opt out to take a team-friendly deal, probably like 2 years, 70, that can try to get the Cavs under the second apron. Right now he's making 43, but only 13 of it is guaranteed in that player option, which was the main reason behind him being traded from the Clippers. He didn't like the fact that he didn't get a fully guaranteed 2-year deal.
It's a lot for the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was hearing somebody argue about LeBron should take a mid-level. I mean, the veteran minimum.
Everyone's saying it, but look.
But why?
Here's the deal. I heard Dave McMenamin say it. If you're going to ask LeBron James to take a veteran minimum, you need to show him what's the game plan.
No.
But if I'm LeBron James, if I still think I'm worth what I'm worth, I'm gonna ask for what I'm worth. But I personally think I don't think he's taking a vet. The $15 million at the full mid-level to me still seems like a stretch. I've been saying he's taking no less than 30. I think he's going to get a 30. He's still going to get somewhere from 25 to 30.
I think the lowest he'll take is 20 a year.
Yes.
That's the absolute lowest.
He does not want to be in that mid-level.
You also have to understand, dog. You also understand, we talking about LeBron, who's probably one of the sharpest business minds.
Yes.
Sharpest minds when it comes to everything off the court and money wise.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, let's just say he signed back with y'all with the Lakers, or he signed with Cleveland, and he announced this is last year.
Yep.
Dog, that team is going to generate over probably $3 or $4 billion that year.
Yes, it will, because
you want him to take $3 million of that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to generate that because of him,
right?
You want him to take $3 million?
Yeah,
man, be real, man. Y'all gotta be, dog.
I don't think. Dog, I never thought the veteran minimum.
Dog, anybody who said that ain't humble. I'm sorry.
Let me say this before I let you go, because I personally thought the vet minimum was still at like 1.5, so that's why I never thought. Even at $3 million, I don't see LeBron James doing that.
Dog, everybody who said LeBron should take a vet minimum, damn, that fucked me up right now. Should go to their job where they're at and say, "Hey, I want to take the lowest possible contract I can get."
Yeah, that ain't happening. Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
And I've been on my job 20 years just like LeBron has. I'm not doing that.
Dog, you not and just off this year alone, LeBron is going to generate whatever team he plays on no less than $3 to $5 billion, and you want him to take 3?
No,
fam, be realistic, man.
It ain't happening.
Be realistic,
it ain't happening. That's why the Cavs, y'all best bet is if y'all want LeBron, get rid of James Harden. You want me to be real? You want LeBron? Get rid of James Harden. Now that Capistro theory about Giannis for Evan Mobley, it's gonna take a little bit more because, like I said, the Cavs, they're in that second apron, so they're gonna have to try their best to get under that second apron because obviously Giannis makes in the 50s. I think Evan Mobley is somewhere like in the 30s or 40s or probably you're gonna need it's gonna take a lot, but we'll see. Cause look, the draft is a month from now, and definitely going. He should know he wanted out. He wanted out because of the contract, Candace. That's how he ended up in Cleveland.
I got a public service announcement.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Shout out to Nessa. She showed up one time and just like for Freaky Friday, John.
Get your daughter.
Only John's Freaky Friday sale is 69% off.
Sandra, I know you're watching. Get your daughter. Get the phone out of your daughter's hand. Anthony, Michelle, get the phone out of your sister's hand. Where's Josiah and Isaiah when I need them? Sticking kids. Man.
But yeah, so everybody signed up Only John. This is damn, we can't do it. It'll be a QR code here Tuesday.
It's not great, man. Anyway, no, it was the contract. It was the contract. That's why he left.
Yeah.
Because we was on the group chat like, where the heck did this come from? And you notice all of James Harden's last few stops have all been because of money. And I'm not mad at that.
I am.
But no, I am mad at that. I am, but I'm not mad at look, you ain't get paid, but dude, come on, man. I mean, you know who you are. Dude.
I'm mad at that because everywhere you go, it's the same ending.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, man, you can't. Oh, James Harden don't call no names too, because I definitely think he's in the class that had 3 people in there and they ate pizza all day and watch movies.
Probably.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Boy, he was hanging out with Dave Chappelle and Half Baked.
He was hanging out with Crip Mac.
My mom said, "Do you want her to punish?" Just take away your. Just take away her phone.
Nessa mom can do whatever she want to do.
Yes, she can. Take away her phone. Just take away her phone. Take away her phone.
All right, John.
All right, back to the topic. Oh, we gotta get to this topic before we get back to the finals.
Oh yeah, James Harden definitely don't call no names. Remind me. Just say James Harden. I remember that.
Got you.
He full blown idiot.
So maybe a resolution has finally happened, and the NBA has finally found a way to eliminate tanking. So yesterday, the Board of Governors announced their new policy for tanking, their 3-2-1 lottery. So here's the deal. We have how the new lottery policy goes. So the 3 worst teams, they only get you all right, man?
Dog, John, you finish. I'm gonna tell you what I thought I read on that screen. I was about to say, dog, that's harsh, but go ahead.
Okay. 3 worst teams will not have the highest odds of getting the lottery. They only have instead of getting 3 ping pong balls, they go down to 2. The remaining non-playing teams, they'll have the highest. They'll get the highest odds. The 9th and the 10th seed, they'll have the same amount of odds as the team with the worst record. And the losers of the playing tournament, the losers of the 7-8 game in the playing tournament, they have only 1 ping pong ball. So look here. Drawing is all 16 teams. We're gonna now go from 14 to 16. So that's almost half of the league. Pick floors. Relegated teams cannot receive a pick lower than the 12th pick. So these teams right here that are relegated, they cannot pick no more than 12. Pick protections can't protect picks in the top 12 through 15 in trades. First of all, I think they need to get rid of pick protections on trades.
I get rid of that shit. Yeah,
that's really why teams also causes a lot of tanking. Second round, first 16 picks in inverse of the first round, non-lottery teams in inverse by regular season records.
Oh, okay.
The sunset after the 2029 draft. Vote required to continue or transition to a new system. So this is going to be for the next 2 drafts, 27 and 28. Lead discipline, added ability to reduce teams' lottery odds, modify teams' draft position, and impose significant fines. So this is how it will look. So you look at the 3 worst teams. The 3 worst teams have the same amount of odds. 2 teams as basically that were in the playing tournament. But the teams who are like non-playoff playing teams, they have the highest odds of getting them. Figures assume that no lottery teams are subjected to top 1 or 5 restrictions. And obviously, you cannot pick in the top 5, I think, 2 straight years.
I like.
What you think?
I think I like that. I
need to see how it looks.
I
like what I'm reading.
Put that first picture back up.
All right, hold on.
Where I thought something else was red.
Yo, you good, man?
John, I'm not gonna lie, dog. I thought it said that the bottom 3 teams have to relocate.
Well,
I'm about to say,
well, that's pretty much what relegation is.
No, you gotta relocate to a different city.
Well,
I'm about to say, fan, because they got the 3 worst. They got a bottom 3 record. They got to lead a city.
That's right there.
Yeah. All right. So. I like this as a starting point.
Right.
Of course, the 3 worst records I don't think they should have the same odds as the 9th and 10th playing seed, because a 9th playing seed could have had the second best player hurt. And if they have the same amount of chances to win the number 1 seed, then it's gonna look crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But it's hard to I think get every angle right when it comes to this, for the simple fact of some of them 3 worst records are really just bad teams. I don't think it's teams tanking. Sometimes they really could just be bad teams, and now you're punishing them, you know what I'm saying, the bad teams for whatever reason. For whatever reason they bad. I don't think they bad on purpose, you know what I'm saying?
I'm liking,
but I like this as a start, as a drawing board. I like this.
So this is a good start. So hopefully we'll see where it goes. Robert Wilkins, our lawyer extraordinaire, says that something needed to be done about tanking, but this ain't it. Stopping multiple years of consecutive top 5 picks makes sense, but the worst teams need to be able to draft better players.
I agree, but I also feel like we've watched Philadelphia.
They're the poster boy for tanking. Sam Hinkie, the process.
Consistently, you know what I'm saying? And then, but at the end of the day, dog, when we look at it, what did they get him?
I mean, they did. They was able to draft Joel Embiid, but remember, Joel Embiid missed his first 2 years of his career. Then got hurt the first year he played.
But and cool, all that's cool. But what did it get him?
Nothing, because they haven't gotten past the second round. They traded. Ben Simmons gone. Markelle Fultz gone. Joel Embiid can barely stay healthy.
So all of those years of tanking, it got him to the second round.
Yeah, that's it.
Where you have teams that's like I'm gonna say in that same time span of like a Golden State, who just did a good job of going to study these players and drafting.
Right.
OKC got a bunch of draft picks because of the Clippers. But even then, the draft pick that they use hasn't been fruition enough to. There's not like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's more of I think we need better recruiting. Honestly, I mean, like we need people from teams that's better at scouting players.
Well, speaking of that, I saw that the news. This also hitting a little close to home. The Lakers, they had a bunch of layoffs. They had a dozen layoffs the other day. They just hired, like I said, they just hired a new GM.
Did they me off?
They're good. But I think this is also the Dodgerification of the Lakers front office and organization. Just like more smart more smart guys in the building. And like I said, you gotta have people who know basketball. Like I just saw the news today, the Sixers did hire a new general manager. He was like the Cavs assistant general manager, and he was handpicked by Bob Myers. Me personally, I don't understand how you have Bob Myers there and he's not running your front. It's one other conversation, but I'm gonna shut up. I mean, you got the GM is the one who's actually the one hiring it. But all right, man. I mean, if y'all want to make Bob Myers making the president, and he want to run day to day. Oh, short, fly ball. But yeah, let's see what happens. Back to the finals. We got Game 7 tomorrow, 5 o'clock. We'll see who is going to be the Western Conference champion and face the New York Knicks in Game 1 starting Wednesday. The Knicks received some news. Yeah, we found this news out with Mitchell Robinson. He suffered a broken right pinky finger, and there was no timetable for his return. That was yesterday. Shams Charania reported this morning he undergo surgery for that broken pinky finger and fully plans to play in Game 1 on Wednesday while wearing a brace on his hand.
Also, I'm John, if you noticed, but I was watching, I think, Game 4, last game.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell Robinson is also going through a mental health serious issue right now. He put it on his social medias. His mental health is not all the way there, so he's deleting himself from all social media.
Oh yeah.
So outside of his broken finger, man, I just want to keep all prayers and positive thoughts with Robinson's, man.
Please do. And it was Mental Health Awareness Month, so you need somebody. You need to talk to somebody. Call. Get the help you need. Take all the time you have to get right and make sure your mental is right. That's a public service announcement from the good people over at Sports for You. Michael Wilbon, the Godfather.
He did something wrong?
No.
Oh.
But he spoke about...
Because I was about to defend him with everything I have, John.
No, but when Michael Wilbon talks, we listen.
Mm-hmm.
And he spoke about SGA. We all know... Look, we saw that Adam Silver was also on that same McAfee special. That
was?
Adam Silver was on that same McAfee special, all the commissioners. And obviously he talked about flopping, how flopping is the problem of them convincing the refs to sell. They're selling the call to refs. Teams are teaching these players how to sell. And the refs, I mean, they either gonna make the call or they're not gonna make the call. They also added they're gonna add AI officiating on the side, AI cameras on the sideline to determine out of bounds turnovers on the baseline to keep the referees from having to go through review and all that other crap.
Oh, keep the referee from refereeing.
Basically.
Okay. That don't make no sense at all. But okay.
But Michael Wilbon, the Godfather, was on Get Up yesterday, and he talked about SGA. Now, his son just graduated. Shout out to Matthew Wilbon. Graduated from Gonzaga High School in Maryland, which is the same high school as Caleb Williams. And he said that his son grew up an SGA fan, but now he's not because of all these clips you find of him on social media flopping. Michael Wilbon says something that I thought was outrageous, but it is something that we need to take heed to. Because when the Godfather talks, y'all better listen.
Before this clip start, I want you to know I defend Michael Wilbon 100% of the time. So
yeah, so here's what the Godfather had to say.
Even if he's wrong, he's right in my book
about SGA.
Just depends on whether they win. Winning covers all this stuff.
Yeah.
The deodorant that covers all stink is winning. And if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes back to back and he's on deck and he enters next season as a two-time champion and two-time MVP, guess what? There'll be kids out in the playground learning how to fly.
Oh, no.
Listen. We just depends on whether.
He said if SGA wins his second straight title, they're going to encourage more kids to learn how to flop. And I'm going to be clear before you go, because I actually didn't disagree with Michael Wilbon. I think he's right.
He's always right, but he's really right in this time.
He's right.
He's not fake right. He's really right.
Yeah, yes, years of wisdom. That's why we call him the Godfather, right? That's why we call him the Godfather. He's Southside Chicago's very own right there. Winning is like the ultimate deodorant. Yeah, they were, Rob. That's where I'm going. Flopping didn't just happen with SGA. Did it just happen the last 10 years when they added these anti-flopping rules? Me and Mark were in high school when flopping began. Do I got to remind y'all of a certain guy by the name of Vlade Divac? And what was he flopping?
There's some certain quotes of y'all, of everybody's goat flopping too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and it's not me.
That's going around too.
Yeah, don't get it twisted now. Flopping ain't just starting with SGA or in the last 10 years. This has been going on since the turn of the millennium. And if you heard what Mark said, they said a certain 6'6" guard from North Carolina did it too in the 90s. Flopping was real, especially when you have the Jordan rules. Flopping was real. So then it just got worse because they don't enforce it. They've got these flopping fines. They're not going to follow. They don't fine them. You actually can call a technical foul on a player for flopping, but they're not going to do that.
Because honestly, the players that we notice that's flopping the most is a superstar. You're not calling the tech on that from the superstars.
Right.
You're not stopping the game for that. And what I want to say is I don't even think this is the one time Wilbon is all love here. This is the one time I disagree with Wilbon.
What's that?
Winning don't cover the stink. Dog, if you go back and look to when James Harden first went to Houston from OKC, and the first couple of years when he was going crazy, and he learned how to manipulate the rules and draw fouls.
Public enemy number one.
That's when it started. And he wasn't winning.
No, he wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. So winning is not the reason why people was doing this. It's just
if it ain't cheating. In the words of one of my favorite wrestlers, Booker T, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Dog, if you can manipulate the rules, and in his case, he was leading the league in scoring.
Mm-hmm. Was top 5 in assists.
And so and also turns into higher contracts. You go start finding players, and I'm gonna take flopping out. You go start seeing players manipulate the rules
exactly
to better their chances of getting.
They're gonna push the envelope as far as they can push it.
And I think that actually started when you start seeing James Harden.
Yes, he's the biggest culprit. Him, Trae Young. I mean, this didn't just start with SGA. And let me be clear, Mark said it. You go back to look at SGA's rookie year with the Clippers. He wasn't doing this. Go look at his first year with Chris Paul at OKC. He wasn't doing this. You want to go back? This is his 4th straight season of averaging 30 points a game. The only other person to do that was Michael Jordan. He did it for 7 straight years. He wasn't doing. I can be a lot. I can be wrong, but I don't remember him doing this last year. Something happened at Mark Daigneault, that coaching staff. They saw something because this didn't just audibly come out of the clear blue of SGA flopping. He probably knew how to sell a call because he plays a lot in the mid range, but then they also saw where there was a way they can manipulate the rules.
Can I ask a question here?
Go ahead.
It's just me playing devil's advocate. There are clips up there of that GOAT floating around with him flopping, and it's not a lot of clips because he didn't do it often.
That's right.
But is it because we see now like 23 got stupid superstar calls?
Yes.
Right? And even though he wasn't flopping, he was getting superstar calls when it might have been not a foul. You might not need to call that foul. He might have got away with it. He was getting superstar calls. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we seen 8/24 get superstar calls. Right?
Right.
Is this the newer version of getting superstar calls?
Yes.
So what's the issue?
Officiating.
No, I'm saying, but what's the issue?
What's the issue with it? Go with?
Because we watch players get superstar calls when it wasn't a foul, really a foul. They were still getting fouls called for them
because they're winning championships.
What I just said earlier, when people continuously win a lot,
yep,
you start to get haters.
Yes, we saw this. Look, how much I hate the Chiefs. This is what happens.
Well, no, Chiefs, they be doing some bullshit for Chiefs, Sean. I'm telling you, they do. And I'm not saying that's the reason why the Chiefs win.
No, I'm not going to do that. I think Mahomes gets a lot of unfavorable calls.
That team does.
Yes,
that team does. But that's not always not the reason why they win.
Right.
But that team does get bad calls.
Mm-hmm.
But it's superstar calls, dog. That's when you establish yourself. It's 2 players in the NBA that we've seen as superstars, maybe even facing leagues that didn't get superstar calls.
Shaq and LeBron.
Everybody else who's been a superstar, who's been face of the league, get these calls. They showed one play where SGA was shooting and De'Aaron Fox didn't touch him.
He didn't. It was game. That was game 4.
Dog,
yeah, that was in game 5.
Dog, that's a superstar call.
That was game 4. It was Sunday.
Dog, that's a superstar call.
Yes.
And sometimes you just have to say that's just because that's Kobe, or because that's Jordan, or because that was Magic, or because that was Larry. Dog, you have to just understand that we can't just, you know what I'm saying? And that's because that's SGA.
That's it.
That's all it is, dog.
That's all it is. Superstar call.
But he does flop, and I feel like what bothers me with OKC is they don't need to flop. They're already the best team in basketball.
They don't.
Without that, they don't need to do that.
It's like basically moving the goalposts, and they don't have to. Speaking of the Thunder or the Spurs, they will face the New York Knicks in the finals. So I want to play some audio from back from a few years ago.
Ooh, is this when Brunson first got to the Knicks?
Yeah, but it's not that clip. It's not that clip.
Okay.
But it is Jalen Brunson related. Becky Hammond, the Hall of Famer, head coach of the 3-time and reigning Las Vegas. Yeah, they took an L night to the Wings. Shout out to Ozzie Fudge. Had a great game last night.
Shout out to the Harry. What?
Ozzie Fudge.
Oh.
Had a good game.
Fine shit, girlfriend.
Yeah, what's up with that? I saw that today. I was like, what?
Listen, man, I love it, man. Get your shit off, man. Whoever calling her fine, well, we know who called her fine shit now, but.
So I want to play this. This was Becky Hammond. She was being an analyst on NBA Today, obviously during the offseason, during the WNBA offseason. And
just leave it like that.
And she was talking about yeah. And she was talking about if Jalen Brunson
put something there?
Yeah, you good?
Mm-hmm.
If Jalen Brunson can lead a team to a championship.
Mm-hmm.
How stuck do you think the Knicks are here in the Eastern Conference?
Well, I certainly agree with you. They're not getting into that tier. They don't have enough personnel. They don't have the manpower that they need to hang with those guys. I think you're going to get a consistent team like they've been. They're a pretty good team. They're well coached. They're going to be on their defensive game. But at the end of the day, they don't have a dude. You got to have a dude. You got to have a 1A dude. And they're missing that at the end of the day if we're just getting down to brass taxes. Sorry.
I didn't want to disagree with Becky today, but they do have that dude.
Who?
Jalen Brunson.
No, he's too small.
But here's the thing, and that's
Didn't they say about you?
But you know
they
what?
Say that about you. You're a Hall of Famer.
You know what?
I got a philosophy. Can I say my philosophy?
Go ahead.
If your best player is small, you're not winning. John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash. You could go down the list. Steph Curry is the only
he's not that small. He's like 6'3".
But also though, I mean, he's the greatest shooter to ever walk the planet. He's in an outlier class.
Okay.
She is right. History says she is right.
Okay, but we're living in a new age. Okay, new day.
All right, so that was Becky Hammond a few years ago. This was right when Jalen Brunson came to the Knicks.
She wasn't all the way wrong.
She wasn't. So she was asked about it recently.
This is the part I don't like.
At an Aces practice.
This is the part I don't like.
So here's her.
Well, we know they avoid accountability.
Double down on her take on Jalen Brunson from 2 years ago.
You're taking a little bit of grief from what you said about Jalen Brunson.
You are. I'm not big enough.
I never say, hey.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying.
No, I mean, I speak from experience, and I never, Allen Iverson got MVP, and he lost in the finals. And I think the two best teams are probably in the West.
No problem.
I'm up for being proven wrong. And that's the other thing is I think Jalen Brunson's a hell of a player. I'm speaking historically on the NBA. With what I said, I don't know why that's being brought. Like why everybody's so stuck on that. I said it 2 years ago. I stand by it.
I'm letting you clear the air.
There's no air to be cleared. I said what I said. He proves me wrong. I mean, I good for him, but I do think the two best teams are in the West.
We know who you like, right?
Oh, well, you know who I'm cheering for.
San Antonio, you heard? You heard? Listen, Becky not wrong.
She's not. Let me say, yeah, she's not 100% wrong. The history has said teams led by smaller guards.
No, Sam, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong, Sam. teams led by smaller guards have not went on to be champions. We have only really in the last 40 years 2 examples, and that's Isaiah Thomas leading the Bad Boy Pistons. I hate him. And Steph Curry leading the Warriors.
2 players in 40 years is definitely the outliers.
Yes. So you think about
And-
89 and 90, and then Steph Curry won 3 titles in 4 years, and then one in 2022. Go ahead, Mark.
She's not 100% wrong. I agree with that. Actually, theoretically, and
Tiny said Nate Archibald got a ring.
Who's on the team with Nate Archibald?
Who was on the well? Archibald was with. That was when he was he with the Knicks then? Was Nate Archibald with the Knicks then, or was he with the Wizards? I gotta find out. Look, with Tiny Archibald.
Usually, she's absolutely correct, but I also feel like those teams who she named, the players he named, Iverson,
81 when he was on the 81 Celtics.
Who's on the team with him? Was that
Wait a minute.
Is that Larry Bird on the team?
Anything with the Celtics in 81
Is that Larry Bird on the team?
Well, yes.
All right. Yeah,
Larry Bird, Kevin. No,
man, get out of here.
nah, Sam.
Yeah.
They had Larry Joe on that team.
Yeah, nah. I also feel like the way a team is put together also helps or hurts that, because if you put a shooter like a Klay Thompson with Iverson, and you don't put them against that Lakers because nobody in the NBA was gonna beat that Lakers team that year,
right?
You see Iverson win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Even him as the best player on that team. If you put if you give him a viable second option,
yeah.
I feel like Utah was a good team. I also feel like it's a way you could put that team together. They played Jordan. If they would have played the Knicks, they would win a championship.
But was John Stockton the leading force of that team?
No.
I would say it was Carmelo.
It was Carmelo and his 13-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, you good?
My bad. I'm not taking off of here because that's a sick nigga.
Yeah, that's yeah, he's a disgrace.
Yeah, but I just feel like if you put Allen Iverson versus with a shooter, like let's just say like a Ray Allen on that
Shout
team.
out to the Balloons.
That Ray Allen with that Milwaukee Ray Allen.
Yeah.
With Iverson. And you don't play against the Lakers because, like I said, nobody outside of like the Bulls who's ever played basketball up to that point probably would have beat the Lakers that year. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you put him with a shooter, Allen Iverson probably wins a ring. If you put that 01 Iverson with the 05 Melo or the 06 Melo he played with in Denver, he might win a ring. It's how teams, to me, it's how teams are constructed more than just you using them players. You know what I'm saying?
So let's go to Becky Hammond, to the whole topic of what Becky Hammond was talking about. What was the nature of the discussion? Can Jalen Brunson lead this Knicks team to a championship?
No. Again, not against Jalen, not this year. None against Jalen Brunson, but dog, the two best teams in basketball is going to Game 7.
What can it take for Jalen Brunson to lead the Knicks to a championship?
Injuries.
Well, I'm talking about not this year.
Injuries. You would need SGA to get hurt, or you need Wemby to get hurt. You would need Stephon Castle to get hurt. You would injuries.
Oh boy,
injuries. And as here, we don't wish injuries on nobody, so we're not even thinking about that. But you would need injuries for the Knicks to win a championship.
All right, one more question on Jalen Brunson, then we're gonna get to calling our names. I don't know if you've been seeing. There's been a lot of comparisons now of what he's doing right now with the Knicks to everything going on with Luka. And I know this. Look, and my calling out names is Luka related. Spoiler alert. I saw Antonio Daniels say this. I heard Michelle Beadle say this. Who cares what she says? But they would rather have Jalen Brunson in the playoffs rather than Luka. So Lou Williams said the same thing too. Now let's look at their careers. When they were teammates together. Remember, they were drafted together in Dallas. Led the Mavericks to the conference finals in 2022.
Dallas is really stupid. But anyway, go ahead.
They didn't want to. They could have gave him a very team friendly deal, but they let him go to the Knicks. And we all saw the clip that's been viral about how people felt about Jalen Brunson when he signed. They thought he was going to be good, but they think he was going to be this. That was going to be an okay player.
Mm-hmm.
But who's they? What you mean they? So I'm talking about Antonio Daniels, Michelle Beadle, Lou Williams all said they would prefer having Jalen Brunson in the playoffs over Luka. Dallas had both of these dudes in the same draft. They took Luka at 3. They took Jalen Brunson at the top of the second round. They went to the 2022 conference finals, lost to the Warriors, let Jalen Brunson walk to the Knicks, and then obviously we all know Luka's now a Laker. So if I had to ask you, Mark, right now, who would you want leading your team in the champion to try to lead your team to in the playoffs? Who would you want? Would you rather prefer to have Luka or Jalen Brunson?
Ah, man, that's tough. I got Luka as a better player, right?
Yes, yeah, I think we all agree there.
I got Luka as a better player, but we've also seen even before the Lakers, we've also seen when Luka don't get calls or something don't go right with Luka, he kind of shut it down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've seen that with Jalen Brunson. So if we talking about like as winning players, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to just bet against Luka, dog, because Luka is just so dynamic, man. Who did Mavs lose to in the finals?
They lost to Boston.
I would like to see Luka with a cat in that finals. I would like to see how that finals turned out.
So Candace says that stuff. Haven't seen Brunson in the finals yet, but I've seen Luka in the
well, Brunson went to the finals this year, so that's why I took that off the table.
Right.
I took that off the table because Brunson's going to the finals this year. Like I said, I also feel like the team that the Knicks have as a team is better than that team that Mavs had.
Mm-hmm.
And them getting through the West, it kind of, you know what I'm saying, that kind of adds something more to me.
Right.
And then this year East with how the Knicks been winning, dog. Again, they only can play who's in front of them, but they play that might have been the easiest run to the finals I've ever seen. I don't know. I probably would take Luka though. I'll probably take Luka. If I can get a healthy Luka, I'll probably take Luka.
All right.
Jalen Brunson's not no slouch though.
Yeah,
What you think?
I'm taking Lucas, and ain't nothing against Jalen Brunson. I need to see how he does in the look. I want to see how he does in his first finals. We saw how Luka did in his first finals, and obviously they ran into a buzzsaw in Boston, and that's going to be the same thing with whoever the Knicks play. So let's see how they respond. But I think this needs to be after we see how Jalen Brunson does in the finals. I think people will be a prisoner at the moment because of how everything went down with Luka in Dallas. Now that he's a Laker, everyone has a pick. Like Mark said this last year when the moment Luka got traded. He's going to get a lot of haters coming out anywhere. Antonio Daniels, come on. Nothing against Antonio Daniels and all, but come on, bro. Or don't tell me you wouldn't. You calling games for the Pelicans? Don't tell me you wouldn't want. You rather have. If you can have your chances, you would rather pair Jalen Brunson with Zion than Luka. With that squad, with Trey Murphy and Herb Jones and Derek Queen. Nothing against Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson's that dude. But I right now I'm gonna still give the advantage to Luka. But we'll talk about that.
I'm big on height on size, man. Pause. Damn, that's crazy.
Pause.
Luka 6'8",
and Jalen Brunson is barely 6'1". So
and I'll be honest with you, no matter who they play next round, dog, you go see a defensive scheme to set up to stop Brunson and make everybody else beat him. And I promise you, dog, it's gonna be more than what the Cavs did. I think the Cavs is a shit show. I know people like Donovan Mitchell, but Donovan Mitchell and James Harden in the backcourt means no defensive players in the backcourt.
None.
Philadelphia is Philadelphia. The 76ers is trash. Dog, you will see either one he's seen, OKC or San Antonio. He's going to see defense like he's never seen defense before.
And Atlanta too. So Atlanta they weren't ready. Let's get to our final segment of the show. It's often imitated, it's never duplicated. Some people say stuff in the sports world need to be called out for, or do stuff in the sports world where they need to be called out for, and this is the place we do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for. So we just talked about Luka. I want to show you guys something. This was the voting for the MVP, this year's MVP voting. As we all know, SGA won his second straight MVP. Nikola Jokic was second. Wemby was third. Luka came in fourth. Followed by Kate Cunningham, Jalen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell. Why is this a topic to me? And I'm contrary to what my boy Josh said. No, I'm not really upset over this because let me be clear. I didn't have him as an MVP. But you're not telling me you're leaving this dude completely off the ballot, which 8 people did. 8 voters left Luka Doncic completely off their MVP ballot. And I respect some of these people. So I'm going to get you a list. Look at this list. So it's Cody Davis from the Detroit News, Brian Gentzeiler from Sirius NBA, Sirius XM NBA Radio, the great Ernie Johnson. Wow, seeing Ernie Johnson ESPN still seems weird to me.
That's TNT.
But yeah, Tony Jones from The Athletic. He covers the Jazz, I believe. Jim Rosenowski, Alzarski.
John.
I don't even know.
John.
He writes for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Jason Quick for The Athletic. I know him because he covers the Cavs. Maria Taylor, of course, who's the host of NBA on NBC. And then Gary Washburn from the Boston Globe, who, by the way, he's known for being the guy who did not vote for LeBron James in 2013 and 2012 as MVP and gave his first play vote to Carmelo Anthony.
Wait, excuse me? Who did that?
This last guy.
Gary Washburn. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
He gave his MVP vote to Carmelo.
So that's the reason why LeBron wasn't the first unanimous.
Yeah, because he gave his vote to Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, Gary Washburn got a problem with
He's
LeBron.
in that same category with the late Fred Hickman, who gave his MVP vote to Allen Iverson the year Shaq won in 2000.
And he should have been unanimous.
Yes. But the first unanimous MVP can end up being Steph Curry in 2016. No hating, just stating facts. I have no problem with Luka not winning MVP because I didn't pick him for MVP and he's on my squad. And I'm a homer. But you gonna tell me there were people that he was completely left off the ballot? I need answers. I don't understand. Like Ernie, Maria Taylor.
John, let me ask you this. Have there ever been a person who led the league in scoring who's ever been left off the ballot?
Not that I can remember.
Because Luka did lead the league in scoring, right?
Yes. So let me get this straight. You leading the league in scoring? That's like I saw people that didn't vote for him first team. I'm not even upset with that.
That's cool. Yeah,
I'm not upset with that. That's selective.
I get what you, but not have him on the ballot at all is crazy.
That just makes no sense. 5 ball. Dodgers win 4-2. Tanner Scott with the save. Justin LeBron gets the W. But don't tell me Luka's not first team, is not an MVP candidate. That makes 0 sense to me. Yeah, that was nasty work, Candace. Like I said, you don't have him vote as number one. I agree with that. But to leave him off the ballot, and some of them people are very credible. I thought it was head scratcher to me because now we're trying to say because we only bring up defense when it's convenient. If that was the case, Steph Curry wouldn't have no MVPs. James Harden wouldn't have no MVPs. Steve Nash wouldn't have no MVPs. Dirk wouldn't have no MVPs.
Nah, he preaching to y'all.
Come on now. Do you want to go there?
He talking.
I'm a Laker fan.
He talking.
Magic wouldn't have no MVPs. So we want to talk defense. What are we talking about?
He's talking.
Was Larry Joe really that much of a knockdown defender?
Come
on, man. Don't tell. We only bring up defense when it's convenient. If defense really mattered to everybody, which it should, there are a lot of dudes wouldn't be all NBA first team ever, and a lot of these dudes will never have MVPs. Because tell me where the MVP, where's Steph Curry known as a knockdown defender? James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic.
I have no argument, John.
Answer the question.
No, you have no answer. I have no answer. You're right.
So don't tell me now y'all want to be self-righteous now and say that defense matters with Luka when y'all knew what he was in Dallas. And y'all were some of y'all were the same people who voted him top 3 in MVP a few years ago. Now, and again, I don't have a problem with him not winning because I don't think he was MVP this year. It was clearly SGA.
John, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
And it's probably an obvious answer for you, Candace, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
You think the purple and gold is the hate?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Kobe only had one. Shaq only got one.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy.
And that has another reason why, but we're not going to go there.
But I wasn't even thinking about Shaq and Kobe. But you're absolutely correct. But I was talking about something else because we were just talking about the bubble ring.
Yeah. Come on. I mean, what are we talking about? Now we care about defense now. We should have been caring about defense from the jump. But that's a whole nother conversation. That's the only person I got for calling on names. Mark, you got somebody. You have a couple people calling on names. You want to go with the one you just sent me now, or you want to go with James Harden?
James Harden.
Go ahead.
Dog, it's not no way in hell. And I hope whoever knows him, that John knows, and some people I know knows him.
Yeah.
Is listening. There's no way in hell after you just got swept and them games wasn't close at all outside the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And that game was only close because y'all was up by 22 and they came back and won by 15.
That's right.
Do you say y'all was the better team? No way do you say that. No way do you say what he said? I play solid on defense.
I have the quote for you right here.
Dog.
Genuinely, I feel like we were the better. Genuinely, I do feel like we were the better team. And I had a offensive. I don't judge myself offensively off
shots he didn't make. You should.
And defensively, I think I did stop.
Dog, do you hear that there's people saying they're targeting the yellow shoes or whatever color shoes he's wearing? They're targeting him. Which is crazy to me because when he first came in the league, he was a defender in OKC. I'm confused about what the hell happened. I know what happened. He got his money and became offensively oriented only.
He got paid. He got the money from the Rockets. He got the Adidas money. Remember, he was a Nike guy at first.
Oh yeah, then he became the flagship person for
and got caught outside wearing some Jordans, and his mom had to tell him. His mom and his team had to tell him, dude, you just signed a deal with Adidas. What the hell are you doing?
Still wearing what I love.
And right, and the next thing you know, the next day Adidas had like 200 shoes shipped to his house in Houston.
Yeah, I still would have worked. Never mind.
But that was James Harden. Now that makes zero sense. Go ahead, go to your second one, Mark.
Go ahead. We just put up there real quick. John, can you read that, please?
So Skip Bayless says it's easy to score 50,000 career points than winning a championship.
John, how many people score 50,000 points?
The last time I checked, there's only one person who's done it. And it's the guy that's on the screen.
John, how many different... I'm going to ask you that. There's multiple different players who's won championships. Even I'm not even talk about the role players. Even if you're the best player on the team.
Dude, the NBA's been around 80 years. That I'd say that lets you know. Not the same team has 80 straight championships.
And we have players who I think is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people who might have 24 as the GOAT.
Yeah.
Dog, did they reach 50,000?
No. And I love Kobe. He didn't reach 50,000.
How was it easier to score 50,000 than it is to win a championship?
For the fact there's only one person who scored, there's only him and Kareem, the only people that have 40,000. Now let's give. Now we're not rage. You're not letting the rage baiters, Rob, but it's comical. It's comical.
Hey, Rob, at this point right now, dog, I know and I see where LeBron, and I want to say this because I don't know if everybody knows. I got Jordan as the GOAT.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So it's not this is a LeBron is the GOAT conversation. But I've seen way too many people, and I'll call them a certain name, I'll call them off air, that's insecure Jordan fans.
Mm-hmm.
That anytime LeBron does something, you have to now shit on LeBron.
Basically.
Dog, you can have Jordan as the GOAT without shitting on LeBron. You can have Jordan as the GOAT without shitting on Kobe. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, to me, it just don't make no sense, man. And Skip Bayless is one of those people who is the insecure Jordan fan.
Yeah, you can miss me with that. 50, I'm only one person who done it, and like I said, James Harden, you sound stupid. I said it Tuesday when I played the clip.
That shit was crazy, John.
I thought you sounded stupid then, and then, well, I got the clip again. I really don't believe this dude actually said that dumb crap. That dumb crap he said the other day about being that his defense, that basically they play good defense. That was just beyond stupid.
The Cavs need to get rid of one of them two players.
Well, unfortunately, they're not getting. Unfortunately,
it's not gonna happen.
They're
But
stuck.
But if you have Donovan Mitchell on your team, who I think is a really good player, you have to have a defensive player, a 3-and-D type player, or a defensive minded player in the backcourt with him.
Shout out to Coco, but
I didn't say nothing about Coco. I said 3-and-D player, and you got to Coco.
I thought you still talking about Donovan Mitchell. My bad.
John, we can mention Coco without mentioning Donovan Mitchell. We don't.
I know. I was just watching the reruns of Bel Air last night.
Oh my gosh!
I was watching
reruns.
reruns. Yeah, I was watching reruns of Bel Air last night. Just happened to right after the game. It just happened to come on Peacock.
Pretty ass glass of chocolate milk, man.
Yeah, shout out to Coco.
Well, John, we still alive?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
But shout out to Coco. I miss Bel Air. I'm sorry, I miss Bel Air. But yeah, James Harden saying that dumb quote was stupid. It was stupid. It was stupid. But yeah, well, whatever. I'm not gonna find it. But yeah, that's calling out names, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get our final prediction. All right, Mark. Game 7. Let's make the call.
OKC.
OKC?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sticking with my pick. I'm going to OKC too.
What's the comment?
Comment from Ness. Which one?
No, go ahead.
Nessa says, I'm calling out whoever the F created balloons. Luckily, I have blowings.
Yo, is there a family around? Like, I'm just confused.
I mean, where are the kids?
Well, that's how kids get here.
I mean, Josiah, I said, cover your ears, please. Your Thea is wild. She really just said that out loud. Hawk,
wait,
get your daughter, please.
Can they family hear us?
Yes.
We appreciate y'all for listening to us on this Friday. We tried to keep it tame because the whole family here.
Yeah, we really did. But yeah, I mean, listen, man, what are we talking about?
Oh, another comment.
Oh, okay. Another comment coming from
Nessa, probably.
They're asleep. Oh,
they're asleep, senior.
She's saying sir. She's not calling me a senior, dude.
That's crazy. She called you a senior.
She's saying senior. She's saying sir. But yeah, James Harden said the dumbest quote.
She should have just said the I in it. You only missing the letter.
James Harden defense. Boy, that wasn't the quote of the year. Okay. I found it. I'm gonna play it again. Well, we played it on Thursday. On Tuesday, after the Cavs were eliminated. But here's James Harden again. My familia isn't PG. Clearly.
I don't want to be rude though.
Yeah. I know, but I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
No, you didn't, John. You said thank God for her jaws.
I said her blowing skills.
What?
I think I did pretty good. You know, like I don't grade myself off shot making. You know, I think coming here was just a piece to fulfill whatever needs to be fulfilled. And, defensively being extremely solid, offensively, getting guy shots and fitting into a system that was already in place.
I don't know which time it was worse, mine or James Harden's.
James Harden.
My God, that was crazy.
James Harden was absolutely worse. You out of pocket though.
My bad.
Listen, can you put up the QR code or no? Not yet. All right, never mind.
Okay, now that's out of pocket. All right.
Shout out to Only John. I should have worn my Only John shirt today. Shout out to Only John. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what is only meant for Fridays.
Today's Friday. 69%. 69%. You heard?
I'm really tempted to bring that shirt in Vegas, either one of my trips. But yeah, delusional Harden. He really was, shot. He really was delusional. All right, we'll get up out of here. Look, we both got the Thunder. Oh, stop it. We both got the Thunder advancing to the finals. When we get back here Tuesday, we'll preview the NBA finals.
That start Wednesday, right?
Start Wednesday. Usually they start on a Thursday, but this year they start on a Wednesday. So,
June 3rd. Shout out to Kylie. That's her 15th birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kylie. So June 3rd. Obviously, that's crazy, bro.
Crazy, dog.
Crazy. That's insane. But we'll be back on Tuesday. Cody be back. Nick will be back. And yeah, just seeing this on just watching TV. RIP Claude Lemieux.
Wait, what?
Claude Lemieux.
He died today?
Yesterday. Claude Lemieux, legendary Montreal Canadian, passed away yesterday at 60 in his home in Florida from what is being deemed, unfortunately, an apparent suicide. As well as being ruled, his death was being ruled as a suicide. And Claude Lemieux was one of the great players back in the 90s in the NHL. So prayers to the Lemieux family. I was wondering, was him and Mario Lemieux ever related? But I think they're cousins. But still, prayers.
John, have any hockey players ever been tested for CTE?
I'm not sure, but it wouldn't shock me if they weren't. I'd be shocked if they weren't. Look, helmets are more. I mean, most of them don't have teeth, so I mean, their helmets are just as or.
Wait, so you trying to say that the girls who don't have teeth might have CTE?
No, I'm saying the dudes get
because I for sure use some thrust.
Yeah, you good? You all right? You all right, man?
What necessary? Love y'all. Thanks for the entertainment.
All right, we're gonna see y'all Tuesday again. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to new viewers. Shout out to those who checked out No Rules last night.
Go everybody. My bad, John. Everybody go on the Instagram, man, and go to No Rules with a Z podcast page, man. We put up a great episode yesterday.
Yeah, so check that out. Some obviously news and notes for the show for the brand. Check me out Sunday, Sports View Wrestling live at Baby Bros for Clash in Italy. And then Monday, Tribal Warzone is going to be Trell, Nessa, JoJo in the morning because obviously Raw's happening in Italy. I'll be at work. And I'll be obviously, and I wouldn't have been there if it was at the night show. Sophie has another performance on Monday, so I got to be here. But we'll be back on Tuesday to preview the NBA Finals. Wednesday, Sports View Wrestling. Next Friday, game we'll be on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, game 2 is next Friday. It will be next Friday. So stay tuned to that. But hit the subscribe button for Sports for You on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on X and Instagram and TikTok at Sports for You Podcast. You know where to follow me at John Watson 0984 on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Mark at Hi Mark 1 on X and Hi Mark on Instagram, Hi Mark 1 on X,
aka Dr. Mark here
at Dr. Mark. At 99 Gorilla for Nick Freeze on X, Instagram, and TikTok, and check out our brother Cody at Ballers and Briefs as well. New show announcement coming real soon, so be ready. We're gonna get y'all through the summer. We're gonna get y'all through the summer after to get us ready for training camp. So
did he say nude?
New show.
I'm not doing a show in nude.
I'm not either.
I'm not doing a show in nude.
I'm not doing either. I think people.
Maybe if I was remote, but
I think people probably. I wonder if people watch this in the nude.
Bye, John. All right, we about to end the screen. Can
Okay.
this touch your touch screen?
All right, no.
Get the fuck out of here. This is tripping.
Okay.
Don't even question. Don't even start no questions, John.
All right, we'll get up out of here. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Enjoy Game 7. and we'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll see y'all.
Look what you started. Look what you started.
My bad. My bad. My bad. Peace out.
For you, from the coast to you. 3 LA minds talking what we do. From the streets to the stats, from the bar to the chat sports for you. Yeah, we run it like that. Hit that link, lock that feed, John. Nick, all that you need. Sports for you. Every day, new seed. From LA roots to the whole world's league.